A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm going to address the issue. So my topic is the girls who have weight issues. Plump, fat girls. And this issue, how it can actually, what all it can do in our life. So this is the issue today. I'm going to talk about the girls who are thinking or knowing, and they are maybe, if they are fat, overweight, and if they have weight issues, and if that's coming as a hurdle in their life to settle down or to carry on with their married life, and how it can affect and how it should be dealt with. This story is again about a girl from a nice family, very well settled, well-to-do family, and also famous family. So they are very popular in their community. Again, this is one girl with a couple of brothers in the family, but she's the only girl, very, very well brought up, looked after. And what happens in such families? They start feeding the children from childhood. Always the issue is, oh, my daughter doesn't eat well, I have to really feed her. As a child, we overfeed children and they become plump. As children, it's nice. You like those nice, round, plump children with cheeks oozing out. But as they grow up, it becomes a weight issue. From childhood, we have to take care of these issues, especially whether it's a girl or a boy. There's no discrimination about it. We must not see our children as fat children, only then they will look healthy and beautiful. We must look in our children to be healthy children. Let them be slim, trim, let them be healthy, active, alert children. That's what we should look for, so that they do not have any problems later on. Don't overfeed your children. Just give them what's right for them. Besides being overfed from childhood, because of obviously she comes from a very affluent family with nannies and people to look after her. Besides that, also the fact that they have a tendency, because the parents have weight issues, so she has a tendency, hereditary, of gaining weight. And she's quite plump. As a teenager, I remember her as a nice plump child with nice round cheeks. She used to look cute, but I used to always wonder, she's going to have issues. As she grew up, she's very beautiful, fair complexion, beautiful features, very good family, studying very well, everything was going fine. So now the mother is looking for a spouse for her. Obviously, lots of people want to really take a girl from a family like this, but today the boys, when they come to see the girl, they see it with scrutiny. They all want a very slim, trim girl, whether she has good character, morals, values, or whether she is good in other things, but they all want slim, trim girls. So there were many boys who came forward. Families were very much interested to get her for their sons and their brothers, but the son and the brother had an issue with the weight and they fizzled out. Finally, she struck a deal with a very good family. The alliance came from there. The boy was in America. And so they decided to get the boy down to see the girl. When he saw the photograph of the girl, he did remark, she's a bit overweight. Can she reduce weight? Obviously at that time, to comfort him, everybody, all parties agreed, yeah, she'll reduce weight. Don't worry, there's still time for marriage. 6 months, we'll put her in a fitness program. By marriage time, she'll look fine. So those 6 months after the engagement, she went through some fitness regime and she definitely cut down to a nice figure, though she was still overweight, but she was looking better. Alhamdulillah. So she turned out to be a cute looking, pretty bride. The boy came down from US to get married. He was also very excited. After all, marriage excites people. He was quite excited. Also, point to note here is in this scene, the boy is of darker complexion. What he sees now is very big excitement to get such a fair complexioned girl. So he's overlooking the rest of it, though he's still concerned about her weight. And he even asked, she will cut down some more weight or she'll maintain the weight she's on and she will be able to reduce it. Everybody gave him the comfort. Yeah, now she's your wife and you can, discipline her and keep her exercise regime and her food intake and everything. She'll be fine. Anyway, US does put pressure on people that they all have to be size 10 and they all have to starve and become bulimic or whatever. Anyway, this girl and this boy, they had a very beautiful marriage. Really very nice marriage. Both the parties were very happy. Both educated class of people, both very comfortable with each other, and they both are from very good families with equal status, everything going fine. Girl got married, was sent off to America with the boy. Now they're living a life of their own and he's trying to keep a track of what she eats, how much she has to walk, how much she has to work out to maintain her weight. She was doing fine until she got pregnant. And when she got pregnant, she was putting on weight. And because she had the tendency to put on weight, she was putting on more weight than normal pregnant women do. She had to eat because she was feeling hungry, and as the months progressed, she was feeling more hungry. But the boy started clamping down on her eating. He started locking the fridge before going to work to make sure that whatever he takes it out and keeps it for her, that's all that's given to her to eat until he comes back. And he would take the key with him, making sure she doesn't eat anymore. She being pregnant, in a situation like this, she has nobody there. She would go to the neighbor and sometimes ask for a slice of bread when she would feel extremely hungry, when she would really have pangs of hunger. Being pregnant in progressive months, you can be hungry all day. And you really nibble. You don't really eat a very hearty meal at any point of time because you can't digest very well. But you might nibble maybe 5 to 6 times a day. But this boy is not understanding the condition of this girl. He's only worried about her weight. This weight is a big issue in his head. He's not even able to see that this girl is going through pregnancy. She does not have a family here with her. She has no one to look after. And it's the first time. She also doesn't know what goes in to keep the fetus healthy. Is she really taking all that's required? And anyway, the doctors she was seeing, the checkup she was going for, they were also always advising her to keep her weight down because she did have a weight issue. Anyway, finally, the day came. She delivered a baby girl. Everything was nice and happy. And now the boy's mother joined in to look after her or to see to it. And they were all very happy about the baby. But they were very unhappy about her weight. After delivery, she seemed to have lost nothing. The baby is delivered, she's still fat. And now, weight is still a major issue between them. So they are having fights. Now she is lactating. She is breastfeeding the child. And when a mother breastfeeds, she really feels hungry. And mind you, you don't have to drink milk to feed milk to your children. Milk is 100% fat. What produces milk in a mother's bosoms is made out of the blood in her body. And blood and the health is from what she eats of food, of nutritious meals. So she had to be fed proper meals, but she was given a very reduced portions. She was not able to manage breastfeeding, looking after the child, and things were getting not easy to manage with. This situation went on and she was finding it harder. The fight started growing. First it was verbal abuses, then it became physical abuses. Because the boy was feeling frustrated with her weight issue, she was feeling frustrated with his restrictions on her, and things were getting out of control. Now in this scenario, the boy's mother who's there, because she is the boy's mother, she has more sympathy with the son. Being a woman, because she is a mother-in-law, she is not able to see the problems and the emotional turmoil that girl is going through as a new mother. She has a weight issue, but she has to breastfeed the child, and she needs a lot of energy to look after the child, the household, the cooking, cleaning, everything. In the West, we all know, we don't have servants out there. We don't have much help. Everything has to be done. And with a little newborn baby, the work is doubled. And mother-in-law, though she was nice and friendly and understanding, but she kept thinking that the daughter-in-law could do better. Because after all, this mother-in-law does not have a daughter. She just has sons. She has no idea if she had a daughter who was overweight, how would she have dealt with it? Would she like another man dealing with her in the manner her son was dealing with this girl? But she didn't think in those lines. She was only sympathetic about her son's feelings being hurt of being married to an overweight woman who's not really bothered about her weight issue. And she just goes on eating. That's how I was told. She's hungry all the time. She's always asking for food. When I spoke to the girl, she said, "What can I do? When they give me to eat, they give me so little." And she was a huge body. She was tall and broad. And you know, the volume of our physique needs that much to deal with. But they did not understand her plight. And they would carry on doing this to her, squeezing her from her eating. Finally, it came to a point where these abuses and these frustrations rose to an extent where it became a physical abuse which was not tolerable. The girl got hurt. She went out, told the neighbors, told the friends. The boy was hurt that she's spoiling her name in the neighborhood. Things got really messed up, and the girl's mother found out what she was going through. She told the girl to come back home. And the boy did not want her to go with the child. She said, "I cannot leave the child. Child has to go with me because child is dependent on me." And she did not tell him that she is leaving him. She just said, "I need to go home. I need a break. I cannot live with you in this condition." And so she took the child and she went away to India. After she went away to her country, she sent him a divorce notice. And she said, "I need to get separation. I cannot reduce more weight. And since just because I'm overweight, I don't want to be manhandled. I don't want to be tortured. I can't do much about my weight. I will do whatever I can. But he has to be patient with me. He's dealing it in a very bad manner. He's not being tolerant, and he's not accepting a fact that she has the tendency to be a little overweight." Imagine, for just her weight issue. There was a big court case that took place between them. There was American court involved, the Indian court involved. The both side of parents had to go through a lot of rigmarole. One day even the boy's mother passed out in the court, fainted because of all the accusations that were getting very dirty and messy. You know, when there's a court case, there's a lot of messy things that happen. Blame game starts. Then petty things start. Then financial matters came into it. Okay? All that became a very big mess. Just because of what was missing? Tolerance, acceptance of the shortcomings. And so it ended up with of course in a very bad manner, but it ended up in a divorce. It was sad. The boy could not take this divorce because he didn't want to part with his child. She would not part with the child either because she is the mother. And as you know, in Islam gives rights to the mother who can look after and earn and take care of a child. A child up to the age of coming of age can be with the mother, because the child needs mother much more than the child needs father. Allah protects the right of a child. And so that small Sharia court that they have, they decided that the mother should keep the child because the child is on breast milk. The child needs the support of the mother. And so the child's custody was given to the mother. And obviously he was given visitation rights. That's how it is in Islam. And so he had to part with that, and he went through a depression. He did what he had to do. And he was very vocal about it. Yeah, I beat her. Yeah, I did this with her. Yeah, I pushed her. She didn't listen. Yeah, I used to lock the fridge. It was all like, okay, I did it. So, yeah, she was overweight. As if what he did was right. It was wrong. That's a human right to let somebody eat what they want to eat. If she wants to deal with her weight issue, it's her wish. It's not for us to force people into starving. And people don't really lose weight by starvation. Again, it's a wrong concept. If people think by starving they can diet, they will eat more. That's how it works. If you starve more, you'll put on more weight because there'll be acidity forming, and then when you eat more than actually you would be eating. So all this actually works negatively in the mind, and the whole thing collapsed in a very bad way. And what all this girl went through, she went through trauma. She could not even think about another marriage or another thing because she kept thinking of what she went through. Alone, without family, being pregnant, starving, then after delivery, lactating time, again starving, dealing with emotional problem, an emotional crisis. And when I asked this girl personally, you have been able to bear him all this time, why not now? Now you have a child in your hand. Why don't you think of reconciliation? Why don't you tolerate him now? You did tolerate him for a year before you had the baby. She said, before I had the baby, if he shouted at me, he made me cry, he gave me torture, I could take it. But now my daughter will see it. And I don't want to raise my child in a very unhappy setup. And I don't want my daughter to see me crying all the time. That also for food. And such issues. Abusive father. She said, I don't want to raise her in an unhappy setup. And now all the more because of my child, I want the divorce. Because I want to raise her up in a happy atmosphere. So, this is all for now. It is a food for thought for you people to think. Don't downgrade and look down upon people who have weight issues, color issues, structure issues. Sometimes God has made us in some way, and He has the wisdom why somebody is made that way. Maybe it's a test for us, how tolerant we are with them. And maybe somebody is fat but has very good character, very good nature. Maybe she's a very good cook, or maybe very good housekeeper, or a very good mother, a very sincere and loyal wife, a very tolerant person. Look for the characteristics that are better than just looking at the physique. That's all for now. So give us your opinions, comments, and express yourself. Write to me at express@mybestlife.com. betterhalf.com, and we'll take you up from there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.